if you all have launched the ArcGIS, then import the image again. Go to Add. Let me remove mine so that. Go to Add, and then just bring the one we copied into our GIS training folder. Add it to your ArcMap. Have you done that? Huh? If you have done that, go to your view link table. There is still showing the georeferenced one. So select the entire 4 coordinates and remove it. Where am I coming from that you say I should come again? Go to your view link table. If you say you watched the video and you got it, go to your view link table and remove, select the whole 4 points, remove it. You see one X there. Once you select them, it will show red symbol. Just click on it to remove everything. So it will return your image back to the way it was yesterday. Have you done that? You've removed the entire 4 points? Okay. Now go back to your Add Data and bring in that shapefile I copied for you guys. That shapefile called Taraba. Bring it in. So the shapefile should be standing like this. You don't have what? It's in that Taraba folder. I don't know. I gave you a folder called Taraba. It's inside. You say? There is no shapefile called Taraba inside. Now you know copy am. You know see am. So now you know copy am. Add and then just add it. Yes, delete all of it from your view link table. So we have this. If you right click and go to, you have this showing like the way it was yesterday, which meaning it's not georeference. Then we have the Taraba shapefile, which is standing all right, meaning it is georeference, right? Now we want to use this Taraba map that is, this Taraba shapefile that is georeferenced to georeference this one that is not georeferenced. So that's what I want to do, using shapefile to georeferenced, all right? So for you to do that, like we said, you must identify points that are well known. So zoom to the edge, not the map now, but the edge of your the shapefile. You are going to use the boundary. So if you can see by this side, there is an adjoining boundary around this side. One black line going up. Go to that junction like the way I am now, you see. Go there. So we're going to be using that because we know where to locate it on the shapefile. All right? Go to that side now. Or better still, there's a better place I use. Now come to this side. This, I don't know what to call it, but this side of the map, it's easier to identify towards this. Can you see it? Go there. If you're there, let me know. Are we there? That place there is a Zango by the side. Now we're going to use this point up, not the down one. We're going to use this up one. So if we're all there, you click on Add Control Point. You click on it, like I've done like this now. Have you done that? Then you come to the Taraba, right click, zoom to layer. Now this is it here, the upside here. So you just come and click on it. Then you zoom back to layer. You see that your point 1 is already identified, right? Point 2, now we are going to use this place, because this place is identifiable on. This is both the state and the international boundary. So we'll click at this junction for our point 2. Then we right click on the Taraba and zoom to layer. So this is that point. Sorry. This is that point I was selecting from that side. So you see, our image is back at the vertical after the second point. So all we need to do is to just zoom this to layer. You can see that it's already back, right? You're just looking at me. What's the issue? Now you know I follow now. Make I can't drag you, me follow. Okay, if I'm too fast, at least you should have gotten a step 1. Where are you exactly? You say? You've taken that point? Then repeat it for the second one. Choose any point. You must not follow my own. Choose any point of your choice that you can identify both on the shapefile and on the image. You just click the points on the image, then you right click, zoom to layer, select any point that you've selected from that side. This was what we were saying. Now let me go back once again. So we have our image back like this, Abby. Take a look at this image. You need to select 4 points out of this image that you can identify on this one. And I gave you 1 here. I gave you 2 here. You're looking at your distance instead of looking at the screen. I gave you 1 point here. Gave you 1 point here. Isn't it? Now you can decide to say, okay, me, I'm going to use this up one though. But this up one not that image. Because this is a revised version of that image. So you can select this one, or you come down to selecting these ones here. As far as you can identify it from this image. We have this one here, Abby. Then we have this one here. Anyone where you can, if you can even start from here, this one already here. If you can identify on that image, or you can just do this one, this one, this one, this one. As far as you can identify any of those 4 points on this image, on the shapefile, that's all. So if I am going to use this one here, this one like this, I have clicked like this. I'm going to right click on the Taraba map, the Taraba shapefile I've added, zoom to layer. Now you see that there is a long line following me because it's coming from that image to this. So I'm going to identify that point here and click. That's all. We're not putting coordinates. We just select those points and make them. So now you come back to this down one, zoom again. So you see that the image is still the way it was, but just that 1 point is selected. Isn't it? Now we select another point, which I told you I'm going to use this one here. It's around Sabonga region. So it's an international boundary around that side. So I'm clicking on this and I'm dragging it. I'll right click on this, zoom to layer, drag it to this point, because this is the point you're seeing there. If you look at it very well, it sounded the same way. So I'm just going to click here. That's the one I selected. Abi? That is all to it that is in this thing. Nothing has, not even as hard as the one of yesterday. This is the simplest because you just drag it to the point you know, and that's all. If this was satellite imagery, you just identify maybe this theater. If you can identify this theater on the georeference one, you drag it to the one on the on-georeference one. So at the end of the day, so the one from on-georeference to the georeference one. You cannot ask question. You came late. Are we together? All right, I believe we're together. So the third point, don't forget you are selecting from the unknown to the known. So if we look here now, you'll see that this one and this place look alike, right? So I'm just going to click here and drag it here for the third point. And then for the fourth point, I'm just going to click this point and drag it here. That's all. I've selected my 4 points. And don't forget, it might not be as accurate as possible because this image is no longer exactly as this image. This was 1996, 92, sorry, while this one is 2025. So just that we're using it, since they are the same place, but a lot of things have shifted. Boundaries have changed and all that. Are we together? So once you've done that, you come to your view link table to look at what we've done. You see that you have 0.00. It's not even 00 like that of yesterday. So it means there is a reduction in accuracy. So by constant practicing it, you'll be able to get it more. So once you've done that, you see that our 4 points are showing on this. You go to georeferencing and then you rectify. After rectification, you update, and that is all. So I believe we have done justice to georeferencing. Questions? Questions? You can ask your question. You know, can't get a question again. I'm not even getting the question at all. I'm not going back, don't forget. So if that's the question, just forget about the question. So I believe you will watch the video and you will get a better understanding. That's what I believe. Because there's no different what we did. If you actually do that, which we did yesterday, this should not be an issue again. It's just that we have two now, we're just moving one to the other. That's all. So if you watch the video, I believe you have a better understanding. If we keep, like yesterday, we were supposed to do all of these things yesterday, but we couldn't. Because we'll be asking one question that, I understand that we're all beginners, but at least we need to increase our speed length. So I'm just going to update this. I'm not going to rectify because we already have that of yesterday, which we are going to use for the next task. So I'm just going to introduce digitizing this week because we have quite a lot of things to do with digitizing. We're going to digitize this image we have in our hands, and then we're going to do other things. So you can remove the Taraba State image, the shapefile, leaving the image that has been georeferenced. Or better still, you bring the one we did yesterday, that one that we save it as topo sheet. I believe is inside Taraba State folder, right? Bring that one out. So to continue on this, for you to be able to digitize anything, you must have the container, which we've done in I think class 2 bar, maybe class 3. Should be class 2 or 3. Creating geodatabase, future data set, and future class. So we're going to go to our catalog again. And under our work folder, we're going to create a shapefile for Taraba State, a future class for Taraba State. So you right click on the GIS training. Go to new, go to file geodatabase. Then right click on the file geodatabase and rename. Name it Taraba. Are we still looking at that or we're doing it? Once the Taraba database is created, you're going to right click on it again. This is just a matter of fresher because most of you guys have created all the faculties, right? So you go to future data set and you name this one admin because it has to do with boundary, right? Administrative. You go to next and we select our Mina UTM zone 32, which we already have on our favorite. So you just go to next and you finish. You go back to catalog again, right click on the future data set to create a future class now. So future class, and this future class will be called state, because we want to digitize the state boundary. And then we leave it at polygon. Go to next. So the state now will just be name of the state. And then we click on the name of the state. We can say governor name. I'm just going to do GN. And yeah, let's just leave it like that. And then I'll click on finish. So we have, you say? Just leave, don't create the governor, just leave it. We'll do that in the next one. So now we have our state future class created, right? Right? Okay. The next thing we want to do is we want to now start digitizing. Okay? So do you have your digitize tool showing, or you don't have it on your, it's not showing? And you right click on any of this space and you look for editor. Do you have editor tool on it? Okay, so now you click on editor and then you start editing. So once you click on start editor, because it is just the state, it will not ask you anything. But when you have other future class or shapefiles on this place, it will ask you which of them do you want to use at the moment. But because it's only state we have, so it's not asking any question. So now, if your create future is not showing, you come to editor, go through this place like this, then this is your create future. So you click on it, it's going to turn down to where your futures are, where your tools are. So you see these states, once you click on it, it's going to highlight polygon, rectangle, and the rest. So we're using polygon because it's a boundary. But if it was buildings and the rest, we can use rectangle or even the polygon. We can use cycle for some buildings like that. But since we're digitizing an administrative property, we'll be using the polygon. So you click on it, click on polygon. Now, if you look at the one with one dot on these boundaries, it's the state boundary. The one with 2 dots is local government. The one with 3 dots is districts. That's how this map has been created. If you look at the legend of it, you will see those things. So we'll be following the one with one dot. So you zoom it to your way to a good eyesight. Look at the way I'm zooming mine, so that you follow the center of it. The center is just, you measure it from your head. Okay, this is the center. So I'm going to start. You just click. Just click, follow that line and be going. For you that is beginning, it will take you time, but if I zoom mine down, I can still be able to follow. So for you that you're just starting now, you zoom it to your eyesight where you can see how you measure your center line. Okay? So I'm going to zoom it down so that I can go fast and finish this. Has anyone started digitizing yet? You're watching film, Abby? Oh, yeah, now. If you mistakenly double click at any point now, the whole of this thing will stop. So you have to either start again from the beginning. So you be careful not to double click or make any error. I'm just trying to be fast. I may not get the whole point the way it is. So while digitizing, as a beginner, you try your best to follow the center line of each point you're clicking, because your digitizing will also determine its accuracy. I'm just trying to wrap up this one, so I'm not really putting any accuracy in mind, okay? You see what I was saying? Now you see the mistake I made by double clicking, and then you see that this whole thing has. So it's either we start again or it can be corrected anyway. But for beginner, it's not good for you to start by learning that. So if it happens like this for you, start all over again. Yes, the more you practice something, the better your chances of knowing it to any time of the day. But if like me, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to add. Sorry. So I'm going to now subtract this from the selection. Shiba, it's complicating more matter. I not even concrete do. So you see why you just need to restart it. Ideally, as I do one like that, I could just come run, but we'll have to do it again. Yes. So that is one thing with digitizing. You just need to either focus and finish it, or when you make mistake, you redo it. So let's try redo it and see. I'm sure if I finish this thing, I don't tire. And this place is not even convenient. That's how I'm trying to. when you're doing your own, I beg, no rush am the way I dey rush mine, because I'm actually not getting the boundary as it should. I'm just trying to illustrate. Try your best to get each point of the boundary, okay? So we've been able to just draw line around that place. So you can see that I have mine now, right? It's okay. So basically, this is just the beginning. This is even the simplest among it. Because from here now, we'll go to local government. Because that's where the main work comes in play. Because most of the times, when you have administrative boundaries, it is required that if you are digitizing boundary and then the boundary is aligning with the state boundary, it's supposed to still have one boundary. It's supposed to have the same coordinates. But most of the times, because of human error, you won't be able to achieve that. So there are other specialized tools that are used, which is what we are going to do next. I need you to try and come up with this digitize and do it as clean and as so many times as possible that you can. Just repeat it so that when we enter the next course of digitizing, because sometimes if you go to some ministry, they just come and give you these things for you to convert them into a digital map. And this was how I started my work. It was from this image they gave me to produce those things you saw in the very first class. We started with this. Then later they started bringing some different boundary stuff. We started fixing them. So this may look to you like just another thing, but the lesson here is great. It's not just clicking off the point. Just try as much as possible to have this done. Then when we come to the next class, we're going to have the local government boundary attached to you. I'll show you how you will be able to trace out locations. This will help you in quite a lot of things. Once you know how to do map tracing, to help you in a whole lot of things. And that comes with under digitizing. And aside this, we also have quite a number of things. We need to know how to digitize road, how to digitize building. So all of those things. And you see, we don't have enough time anymore. Only 3 weeks left. So I don't know. What do you guys suggest? I should make more videos on these things and send so that you guys can put them together, because we don't have enough time to finalize these things in the classroom. So it's all right. So I'm going to do that. But then try and digitize this. I'll make videos on the local government and other things, send them, so that at the course of the week, you practice them. Then anyone who can achieve within the class time will do it. And then, because we still have some topics to cover, and then they're saying we need to do QGIS. Time no day. It's better you learn one software well than jumping from one software to the other. If you know how to use ArcGIS very well, QGIS will not be an issue, because they are using the same terminology just for them to show you where this tool is and that tool is, and you're good to go. It's the same thing. Are we together? It's all right. So any questions from when we started till now? You must not even ask questions today, because you may still need to go and practice this before you have. You cannot even see me during the week, sir. You can't even see me during the week. I think not even like, let's say mistakenly we bump to each other. I don't think that will happen. You say? You are seeing me, but I've not been seeing you. We've not bumped at each other. You may be seeing me from far distance. Why have you been seeing me? Because you are in engineering. Ah, and that's the only reason. It's all right, but you hardly meet me. You hardly meet me. So let's just stick to the weekends, and then I will find time to put in this kind of videos. Though I think I should have some of these videos on my YouTube. I think I should. I think I'll just send you guys link of those things within this. Instead of making new videos, I'll just send links to you guys. Any question? Today that the class has been shrinking. Yesterday it shrank by 3 people. Today, I'll be 4 people, sir. Today it shrink by 10. Okay? The class is reducing. It's a good one. Is that? Okay. It's all right. So, I believe there are no questions. So, I will see you next week, right? So please try and practice the whole thing I'm going to send. Just understand the basics. I'll send all the videos to you guys, both the ones that I have on my channel. I'll send everything to you guys. All right? Though the one in my channel are some at 2-3 minutes, there will be plenty. I make them for purpose of. So, yeah, they are not long. They are not long in length. This one is because it's a class, that's why I see the videos are long. So I'll send them to you, and then please try your best to, because this will help you. Most people will say, I met one guy, I wanted to teach him GIS recently, and then he was telling me that he's not a beginner. It's not about whether you're a beginner or not. It's not about whether you know how. Just focus your mind and learn the thing. You will pick something from whatever you are learning afresh. Even if you have known it, just learn it. We learn, relearn, unlearn. It's a continual process. It's the reason why when you see these people that print, these printing people, check their designs. They no longer do new designs. They just pick from their old design and do this. But that is not how it should be. But you see people doing makeup, they will talk about something called upgrade. They will just go and get some things more, because you must keep learning. Learning is a continual process as far as you are alive. The day you stop learning, you're no more alive. You may be alive physically, but you're no more alive. So learning is a continual process. So please, I implore you guys not to just collect certificates, but learn something. They say no certificate. I'm only saying, I don't know if there's a certificate. That is not part of. I'm just saying, but I believe anything at the end of something like that, there should be a certificate. But I'm only saying, don't just go for certificate. Try and really know, even if we're not covering much, try and know the little we are covering very, very well, so that if it is just that little, you tell a person, this is what I can do, and I can do it very well. And the person try and realize that you're not lying, you actually can do it very well. You see that before you know it, it's just the foundation that matters. The remainder, after you are done with digitizing, the next things are analysis. And all you need to do, most of the time, the analysis are just tools. Just knowing the tools, bam, it's done. It's no longer as hard as georeferencing, digitizing. Those are the hardest. The rest are just a flow of things. You want to do stability factor, maybe you have built up, which you've digitized. The next thing is just put the building inside the tool, and it's done. So these are the core main thing in this whole GIS training. Digitizing, georeferencing, understanding all the things we've taught. It's very important. So I will see you on Friday.